Men have a much higher libido than women, so they're constantly looking for more sexual partners than women, or at least for more sexual release of that libido than women are. And so oftentimes they'll take it where they can get it. For instance, the prevalence of homosexuality in prisons, and so many prisoners that there's a slogan they have called "Gay for the Stay."
Yeah.
That while they're in there, they take what they can get, and then when they're out, they're straight again.
That's so gross.
It is gross
Sam
to
Morril, he has this bit where he goes, men and women look at sex differently. It's like, but it's very similar to how we look at parking spots. Like women, when they park somewhere at night, they're like, am I safe here? Will it kill me? Whereas men are just like, oh, there's a spot. Oh, there's another spot. Oh, I have to pay. Never mind.
I heard another comedian say something similar like that. It's like, listen, like, sex is not the only reason to get married and get in a relationship. He's like, but it's kind of like buying a house. He's like, the bathroom isn't the only reason you buy your house, but if your house has no bathroom, or they tell you can only use it like once a month, it's going to start pissing you off. You're going to look for a new house.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's a great analogy.
He has a great point.
Ron White, when he talks about, I'm a pretty good dog, but I'm not going to stay under the porch if you never feed me.
I love him.
It's so true.
Great.
Oh,
Not that you are giving men license to cheat.
no, heck no.
Yeah.
I'm not giving men license to cheat.
They should try and work it out with their wives.
Oh, 100%.
Be like, let's go to therapy. Let's
Before
work out
I
together.
before I
Things
ever
like that.
cheated, I would leave. I hate it, and I mean that would be after
100%.
much effort, because before I let something destroy me internally and who I am and my integrity, I would be like, okay, look, this can't work. I'm going to become someone I don't want to be.
Yeah.
So it's got to, we fix it or we're out.
Yeah.
And that'd just be me. So no, I'm not giving anybody license to cheat whatsoever. This content is brought to you by notgospelstudios.com. What's enough to get a swipe on Tinder?
So, I mean, for the women, 9 or 10. It is
Jeez.
insane. I go months without getting matches.
But Dustin also...
Maybe society's turning a lot more than you think, because that is a true fact, that men are way more likely to swipe interested into than women.
Not Dustin, though. That's what I was going to say. Dustin, if they're too hot, Dustin won't swipe on them because he's like, there's no way they would match me. So I think he's undervaluing himself. And he'd have a lot of matches if he would swipe more.
I promise you, none of the girls that I'm looking at going, there's no way, would ever swipe right on me.
I disagree with you, Dustin.
Tall.
Dustin, there are girls who don't care about the height as much who would swipe on you.
Find me one.
It'd be easier to find
As a
if you
social
swipe
experiment,
them.
why don't you lie about your height?
No.
I thought about it. I thought about making a different profile.
How tall are you?
5'9".
5'9".
You're a good height. When girls don't want short guys, they're talking about 5'5".
No. It literally says, I can
That's just
get
what
on
they
Tinder
think.
right now and find
6
a
foot
profile
tall
in
plus.
5 minutes.
That's what they say.
It says if you're under 6 feet tall.
That's what they
swipe
say,
left.
but if they meet you and you're taller than them,
They
they're
will not
generally
meet.
happy.
They will not meet
Lindsay.
unless it's 6 feet tall.
Lindsay, the girl that I worked with, she was 5'2", and said that I was too short for her.
That's what the Just Pearly Things. That's what the Just Pearly Things chick
5'2".
was saying. She was saying that the reason why women are having trouble finding good men is because they're all going after the same men.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw
Only
another.
15% of men are over 6 feet tall, and that's one of the things. And then even less percentage of those guys got their crap
But
together
there's
with a
tons of
career.
hot girls who don't care about the height standard as much.
Yeah, they only care about money.
That's not. You can't say all hot girls only care about height and money.
I mean, maybe not all, but
They do
I'd say
till they
at
reach
least
a point.
99%.
They do till they reach a point where they have their own money and their own blah blah blah. But then they're not as desirable for the men at that age.
You can't just across the board say silly stuff like that.
I'm just saying. I mean,
it's
Is this being recorded?
What he's saying though is from experience that by and large that is what he has seen. And I'm saying we can talk about the outliers and you can talk about the minority cases, but we're just talking about by and large this is what happens.
Well, I'm saying by and large, women do move away from shallower things in general.
Right, but they would make
Not my
something.
experience.
They would say something like being.
You're not even going after the right girls.
Question then.
Swap on some hot girls.
Chandra, hold on.
You match more.
This is an interesting question. Is height more or less shallow than weight?
Oh, more shallow.
I'm asking her because me and you are dudes. Is a height requirement more or less shallow than weight?
Well, probably more, but for reasons like you and Dustin have talked about you want a girl that has your same activity level and lifestyle. So I get how weight applies with that and stuff. But so in that way, height is just shallow across the board. And unless they were thinking more biology-wise, like protection. He's the biggest man in the tribe. But that's not what's going on.
Does not apply to me.
It's like he's
like
hot.
if that was a woman's concern.
I know, but she doesn't know you're a Marine.
She does. It's in my profile.
her concern is he's hotter if he's taller. Just like the guy's like she's hotter if she's this much weight or whatever.
Yeah, but you're also dealing, like you and Dustin are dealing in different classes than someone like me would be. Like you all are looking for certain standards that go within your, what's it called?
To me,
like you're in a weight class or something.
To me,
you're dealing with hot girls who want hot guys.
To me, height is almost as shallow. And it's never been this way. I've always thought height and weight were the same, like just the same. It's shallow. But now that I think about it, height is almost just as shallow as race. I won't date a black guy because it's something you literally have no control over. Now, there are some people who have absolutely no control. Their thyroid issues, all this and that of your weight, like things that just have to happen. But by and large, there's also, those are elements you can control. Just like bad skin, a lot of times people can go out of their way to take care of their skin in certain ways. Like you've got fantastic skin. I always think that. A good complexion. The things you can make changes in and take care of, I find those to be less shallow of detractors than, oh, they're just not as tall. Forget about it. You know, like it's, you know what I mean? Like that, and this is the first time in my life I've felt that way. And maybe it's just because I am taller, so it doesn't matter. I've never had to deal with it or whatever. But if they're not as tall, being a detractor is kind of like, wow, that's literally something they have no control over.
And if it was a woman who was like 6'2" and didn't want to date someone shorter than her, I'd date a taller woman. Wouldn't bother me at all. Climb her like a tree. But
I would date a taller. That's actually, now I never used to be that way, but my wife is like 5'10" or something like that. I am finding myself more attracted to taller women now. Used to, I wanted a tiny little petite person, whatever it is. I find myself attracted to more taller women now.
But like the girl that I used to work with.
Although there's only one woman for me. Throwing that out there right now.
And she's plenty tall.
And she's plenty tall, so suck it, world.
She was 5'2" and still said, "Oh, you have to be over 6 feet." And it was like, that doesn't even make sense. He would have to bend down to listen to anything you had to say.
She is also very young. And she has no idea what she's looking for.
She wanted to hear the secrets whispered through his navel.
Yes.
Like the ocean. I just want to lay my head on his chest and hear the ocean in his navel.
That's kind of gross.
Like, I've never had an issue with being shorter. The only time I've ever wished to be taller was for basketball.
Like, if you could be a millionaire or 6 foot, which would you choose?
A millionaire. Are you kidding me?
If you like this clip from the Not Gospel Studios channel, don't forget to share. Click on one of the other links and videos. You can find them here, and subscribe. I think it's down here. Tell your friends about us. Tell them that it's healthy, that it's vegan, and all of those things. Keep being awesome, because that's how God made you.